and to play that is joyful.
No, but what's so extraordinary about Ripper Street, I think I'm right in saying this is the first time it's happened. It was taken off air and then went to another channel, to Amazon.
It went to Amazon first, yes. It's, well, BBC decommissioned it, and then, as was their right to do. And
Silly choice, though, if I may say.
Yes, well, a lot of fans thought so, and luckily a few of our producers from Lookout Point and Tiger Aspect, they put their heads together and went to Amazon and created the first deal of its kind to have been made in the UK, and the BBC really graciously came back on board, and it was fantastic. It gave us the opportunity to film season 3, and now it's showing on BBC again, which is wonderful.
And you already know that there's going to be 4 and 5.
Mm-hmm. We've started filming 4, and we'll carry on and film back-to-back 4 and 5, which is extraordinary. So Amazon first are doing that, and we don't know if that's going to come out on the BBC. We'll see, but cross fingers.
Of course it will.
Yeah, it'd be lovely to air there as well.
But am I right in thinking that they discussed how the character was going to change with you quite early on, so you knew you weren't just going to be the naughty madam?
No, yes, they did. From the very beginning, Richard Warlow, the creator of the series, sat down and said that they wanted to sort of bring her forward eventually to become a sort of godfather of Whitechapel, which to me sounded like a brilliant idea. And now we're seeing that happen in season 3.
Now, let's talk about last night, but before we talk about Downton, because I actually am a ridiculous fan that shouted at the screen when you tried it on with Tom. Very upset. But how was last night? How was the party?
It was so much fun. It was extraordinary to be there, really moving. And I think we sort of... it could have been something that felt quite self-congratulatory, but instead it was just beautiful. It was a really lovely way to commemorate 6 years of an incredible show, and we had so many crew and cast there, and that was really special too, that we could celebrate everyone behind the scenes and in front of the cameras.
Now, to be a part of a show like that, because it is phenomenally huge the world over, was that something that you were desperate to do and you got your agent to call up all the time?
No, it was the casting agent, Jill Trevellick, actually called me up. I just finished season 1 of Ripper Street, was flying back from Dublin. She said, could you come over on a Sunday and just tape for Downton? And at the time, I hadn't even had a chance to watch most of Downton. And I said, yes, of course, I'll pop over. So I went over, did a reading for her, and then the next week I was on the set of Downton. So
a week later?
A week later, yeah, it was really fast. And I think, it didn't register what a big deal it was until much later. And so it was really in hindsight that I was able to enjoy what a treat of a job that was.
So everybody, I'm very lucky to have interviewed quite a few members of the cast, and they've all said it has changed their lives, no matter how big or how small, because of it being so huge around the world. Do you feel that as well?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's... I think there's something that it does to you personally as well, that, you see these big shows, for example, like Downton or like Twilight or...
Yes, but oh, goodness, you've been in everything.
Well, they feel very removed. And then when you get the chance to be a part of them, you realise that everything is the same when you're working. Everything is about creating a great atmosphere to work on set, which Downton does to a T. They are, from production to crew to cast, they're delightful, and they create this family atmosphere that is just wonderful to work in. And I think that, for me, was the revelation, really, more than anything else, that whatever you do, work with that ethos, and nothing is, you can be part of anything, really. It's possible.
Well, you're going from strength to strength, and long may it continue. Congratulations on Ripper Street as well. It's a wonderful character. Friday nights at 9 o'clock.
That's right.
I'll be watching.
Thank you so much.
Lovely to meet you.
Lovely to
Now, coming up after the break, we'll be revealing what